If you feel like you're drinking from a fire hose of AI news every single day, you are definitely not alone. I mean, it seems like every hour there's a new model, a new feature, a new company that's supposed to be changing the world. It is a lot to keep up with.
And it's pretty easy to feel a little lost in all that hype. Are you supposed to be an expert on every single update? Is this just a totally chaotic race with no clear direction? It can for sure feel that way.
You see these names everywhere, right? It's just a constant barrage of brands and new features. But what if I told you that behind all this seeming chaos, a few very clear, very powerful patterns are starting to emerge? Patterns that really tell us where all this is actually going. Okay, let's get into it.
We're going to cut through all that noise and find the real signal. We'll start by talking about how AI is, weirdly enough, disappearing. Then we'll dive into the new platform wars. After that, we'll see how power is shifting to the people, how AI is moving from just code to actual cures. And finally, we'll ask the big question, what in the world happens next?
So the first and maybe the single most important trend right now is this. AI is stopping being a destination, a place you go to. Instead, it's becoming this invisible utility, like electricity, a layer of intelligence that's being woven right into the fabric of the tools you already use every single day.
So here's the fundamental shift. This is the really key point. Just a few months ago, you had to stop what you were doing, open a new tab, and physically go to ChatGPT. Now, that intelligence is coming to you right where you are without you ever having to break your flow. And listen, this isn't some far-off theory. It's happening right now. For instance, Microsoft is building Copilot directly into the Edge browser, making AI a native part of how you just see the web. Then you've got Claude's new desktop app, which lets you screenshot something or chat with the AI just by hitting the caps lock key. You don't even have to switch apps. Even ChatGPT is flipping the script by bringing web browsing inside its interface. The whole point is the friction, it's just vanishing. Okay, so let's move on to our next trend and see how this all connects. Because AI is integrating everywhere. The battle is no longer just about who has the smartest model. No, the real fight is about who can become the dominant platform, the central hub for this new world of integrated intelligence. So what do we even mean by an AI platform? Well, think of it kind of like an operating system, like Windows or your phone's OS. It's not just the core AI brain. It's the whole ecosystem of apps and tools and data that connect to it. That's what makes it so powerful and useful. Now, what's so fascinating here is you can see the different strategies, the different playbooks. OpenAI is on the offense. They're acquiring companies and building out ChatGPT apps to be the one-stop shop for everything, from your music to your real estate. Anthropic, on the other hand, is empowering users with what they call Claude skills, basically letting people build and share little modules of their own expertise. And then you have Google, which is laser-focused on big business, giving developers these super fine-grained controls to build reliable, production-ready apps. It is a full-on race to own the ecosystem.
And this leads us perfectly into our third major trend, the radical democratization of AI. The tools to build, to customize, and to deploy really powerful AI, they're getting cheaper, faster, and so much easier to use. It's shifting the power from this tiny group of experts to, well, pretty much everyone.
A perfect example of this? OpenAI's Agent Builder. You don't need to know how to code. You just describe what you want in plain English, connect it to your tools, like your calendar or your email, and boom, it builds an autonomous agent for you. This kind of visual, no-code interface is a complete game changer. It's opening up complex automation to people who have never written a line of code in their life. And it's not just about being easy to use. It's also about the cost. The price of high-end AI is just plummeting. Anthropic's new Claude Haiku model, it gives you the coding power of its much more expensive older brother for a third of the cost. I mean, that kind of price drop is massive. It means startups and even individual developers can now afford to play with capabilities that, not long ago, were only for big tech. And this whole democratization thing is happening all over the place. In creative tools, you've got Pika Labs, letting anyone generate HD video from a simple sentence. In coding, Google's Vibe Coder is getting rid of syntax headaches for new programmers. And it's even happening with hardware. From these tiny, super-efficient models by Samsung to NVIDIA's desktop supercomputer, just immense AI power is moving out of the cloud and right into your office.
Okay, so we have AI that's integrated everywhere, it's built on these huge platforms, and it's accessible to everyone. So what? What does that actually add up to? Well, that's our final trend. AI is graduating from theory and cool demos to producing tangible, real-world results that are starting to solve some of our absolute toughest problems. Let me just start with a single powerful number, 72. That's the number of critical software vulnerabilities that Google's AI agent CodeMender automatically found and fixed in major open-source projects. This is not a simulation. This is AI proactively making the software we all rely on safer.
But the impact goes so far beyond just code. This slide right here shows one of the most exciting breakthroughs yet. Google's AI sifted through massive biological data sets. It identified a potential new target for cancer treatment, it proposed a new drug combination, and then, and this is the amazing part, that combination was successfully validated in a lab with live cells. This is AI going from bits and bytes to actually saving lives.
And this impact is scaling across every single sector. Google's using AI to monitor our planet's health in real time. A company called Interpret is using it to solve the massive headache of analyzing customer feedback. And Microsoft is building autonomous agents right into its business software to automate these incredibly complex processes. These are real results happening right now.
So where does this all leave us? We've seen these 4 huge trends all converging at once: integration, platformization, democratization, and real-world impact. When you start to weave them all together, you begin to see the true shape of the revolution that's actually underway.
This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? We've all been mesmerized by chatbots, but that was just the opening act. The real story, the end game, is a complete rewiring of our digital lives and how we solve problems. So, to wrap it all up, just remember these 4 pillars. AI is disappearing into the background, becoming this seamless utility. The value is shifting from the individual models to these powerful ecosystems. The tools are being put into the hands of everybody, and because of all that, AI is finally delivering concrete, world-changing results. And that leaves us with one final kind of mind-bending question to think about. We're seeing all these individual trends pop up, but what happens when they truly start to converge? What happens when these seamlessly integrated, widely accessible, and increasingly autonomous AI agents start collaborating with each other to solve problems on a scale we can barely even imagine today? Well, that's the future we're building, one update at a time.